sav ko yu sorti. Sa ka fe bay a boudon la boubou. Even if your belly bang, you know what I'm talking about? That's right. We keep it real right there. We connect sa ka fet. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. All right. So let's get rolling, folks, tonight. Let's get rolling. Done with my shout-outs because we have a chock full of action tonight right here. But before we get into the scheme of things, many of you would know, if you pay attention to what's going on, if you're watching your TV today, that the House of Parliament was in session. But what stood out for me, and unfortunately I didn't get the footage for you, but I'm sure you could go on the NTN website, or you could go on the Government of St. Lucia's YouTube page or on their Facebook page and go into the afternoon session, or well, somewhere in the afternoon, where the representative for Vieux-Fort North was quite beside himself today. I mean, I think it was unprecedented, at least for me, to ever see a member of parliament so enragé. I mean, what's going on with Moses Jean-Baptiste? I mean, there was some kind of wash, some kind of, you know, I was thinking maybe it's contagious, you know, from, you know, that other fellow over there, you know. I don't want your toys. Like, what am I watching? Am I being witness to a meltdown of a parliamentary representative? The man was angry. Il était enragé. And over toys. I don't know, but I think he might need some sort of attention, you know. Something wrong. I'm not being facetious, I'm being real. I'm keeping it real tonight, folks. Something was not right in the house today with Moses Jean-Baptiste. And I ask you to please go watch the video online or wherever you get it. Something ain't right. Over toys. I don't want your toys. Can you believe? It's like a little kid. I don't want your toys. Keep your toys. I think the offer was for you know, during the holidays, there are toys that are given out, and the government offered him some toys, I think from the Taiwanese or wherever it is. And the man was so désolé about toys. You know, somehow I don't think this is really about toys. I think there's something else going on there, either in the SLP or with Moses Jean-Baptiste, or something's going on in the recent change of first deputy and second. Must have. I'm just like the tree on the square. Must have. I'm only left to speculate. Maybe he would come clean and tell us what really was the cause of that, you know. What was going on? I don't know. I don't know. Some people, the pressure gets into them. Pas moi, eh? I don't know. Maybe it's Vieux-Fort and the horses, you know, the rollout of things now. The racetrack is getting... Ça a affecté Moussa? I don't know. But you know, sometimes, strange how things can affect some people. Maybe it's the horses in Vieux-Fort. Too close to Vieux-Fort North. Oh my gosh. Bon Dieu, l'an cheval en studio, I swear. Il some say ça, monsieur a arrivé tous les oiseaux, et cheval. Is I got done? I don't know. We have horses in the studio. I don't know what's going on over there. Watch me. I'm going to run out of here tonight. Well, moving on from that little episode in the house today, I want to bring to your attention something that's going on in Anse La Raye Canneries with the Minister of Tourism, Dominic Fede. Well, you know he's the rep down there. But a few days ago, Glittering Sands Beach at Toulanger was opened. And it seems like Dominic Fede, isam saka mute soti sufuye, vous savez? So, Herod Stanislas ka mete bagay en soufouye. So, après ça, jodi jour, il ka mute lance la we. So, There's a brief report on what's going on there, because now Anse La Raye is getting into the scheme of things for tourism. All the record numbers that we've been having, we've had record numbers in tourism for August, for the year, for last year. So of course, things are going to be happening in Anse La Raye and other places around St. Lucia. So let's go to that little report on what's happening in Anse La Raye.
More from Anisia Antoine.
The parliamentary representative for Anse La Raye Canaries, Honorable Dominique Fede, opened the latest addition to St. Lucia's tourism product in Anse La Raye. The newly established Glittering Sands Beach Park, located at Trulager, owned and operated by St. Lucians, and employs some 20+ persons from the constituency of Anse La Raye Canaries. The beach park welcomed the first group of over 50 cruise guests for a fantastic day in paradise. Honorable Dominique Fede expressed gratitude to the investors for having confidence in the project.
I am moved with emotion, and it's all part of what my government believes in sustainable development, creating jobs for people, and ensuring that, young people, old people have opportunities everywhere they go. And really to make use of this beautiful spot is just an incredible feat and an incredible opportunity for all of us, for the people that are working here, for the small businesses that are created. There's a local Anse La Raye resident who has established a spa facility. There's a local resident from Marigot who has established a kayaking business. There's the Valles restaurant who established the food and beverage outlet. So the economic impact is enormous.
The Glittering Sands Beach Park provides water sports, food and beverages, a souvenir shop, storage facilities, washrooms, and an outdoor spa.
If you look at how the construction has been done, everything is environmentally friendly, using a lot of local woods from the area. You look at the cladding is done by the roseau wood, for example, which is very familiar in the Roseau River, not too far from here. But what is being exposed is you've got a number of tours, the waterfall tours, the snorkeling, the kayaking. A little later on, I'm sure that they'll get into diving, because some of the most beautiful reefs are in these parts. And so it is an enormous feat by all of us to be able to pull this off.
The Glittering Sands Beach Park was officially opened on Thursday, October 15th, 2019. From the Government Information Service, I am Anisia Antoine reporting.
Well, folks, looks like a lot is happening there. And of course, if tourism numbers are going up, and if stayovers are going up, and more cruise ship passengers are coming in, then it only makes sense to spread the love. And Anse La Raye and Canaries are going to be benefiting even more from the tourism industry. And it's really heartening to hear that Anse La Raye persons, residents, are being employed. What did he say? 20 new employees? That's 20 people who will be shopping for Christmas. 20 people who will no longer be unemployed.
Here's a result from the web.
Se men bay lang ako. Na bay sa to smartphone. There's a result from the web. Meeting la slawila. Live TV. What can I tell you? But anyway, let's stay on that side of the island. But Dominique Fede again. You see, so the tourism numbers are up. Things are starting off in the tourism industry in Anse La Raye. And that's something that never really got down to that level, because Anse La Raye Canaries are always considered to be, the last stops in St. Lucia for anything to happen. Well, it looks like they're opening up. So in anticipating that, Dominique Fede with NAP, the National Apprenticeship Program, and Monroe College is reaching in deep into Anse La Raye. In fact, millet. And just a few days ago, launched training in the hospitality sector through Monroe College and NAP, collaborating to get our young people trained in the hospitality sector, and the enthusiasm of the young people at that starting ceremony is a good thing for Anse La Raye canneries, because there were some from Anse La Raye, some from canneries. That is a good thing in that area. Well, let's just have a look at some of the photos from that launch in Millet just a few days ago. And there we have the Minister, Dominic Fede, with representatives from NAP and Monroe College. We see some of the students there. We have males as well as females, of course. You can see that. And it was a good indication of things to come. Anse La Raye canneries are moving forward into bigger things. That's encouraging. And of course, working to deal with unemployment in St. Lucia. So we're going to move forward a little bit now, folks. Don't forget, they're coming here soon. Powering. You'll hear. I am inundated with requests every day for the mugs. I don't know if I'm going to have enough, but you know. So recently, well, just a few days ago, last week, Thursday, buddy. Yeah. Well, we did hear in the news last week that this government, Prime Minister Alan Chasney and Dominic Fede was there, signed an MOU with Royal Caribbean and Carnival Cruise Lines. That's right, Royal Caribbean and Carnival Cruise Lines. And a lot of excitement for what's to come. The Prime Minister had already spoken about the home porting in Vieux-Fort, the cruise ship port down there, where the cruises would start and end, and how that would open up the South, the new frontier. But of course, certain people had to have their uninformed, biased, propagandized statements on what is happening with that MOU. You know, you didn't expect anything else, did you? You didn't expect congratulations. You didn't expect a hurrah. You didn't expect, you know, clapping. No, come on. Some people are so predictable. So let's go to that videotape of another enraged human being about the MOU between the government and Royal Caribbean and Carnival Cruise Lines, the two biggest players in the field right now, one of the two biggest. Let's go with that.
So, 11 years later, Guy and Chasney are in government. This time Chasney is Prime Minister. They signed the same deal they had signed 11 years ago.
Okay, let's pause that right there. Pause that. Dubutla. Dubutla. Las Pale Magi. How they could sign the same agreement 11 years later that they signed in 2008. And when you see ourselves, Cabinet conclusion, March 2010. Yeah. 2010. So it's 9 years, not 11 years. 9 years. Pas à compter. Ou à l'ASMC ou still pas à compter. 11 years. Hey, 9 years. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. How could it be the same agreement when in 2010, it was with, I'll read it directly here for you, Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. You know, if we're keeping it real, let's keep it real. In 2019, last week, it was between the government of St. Lucia, Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, and Carnival. Joint venture. Joint venture. Let's keep going. Continue.
And Shastley he places it on his page, never discloses the fact that this very same deal was signed 11 years ago, places it on his page as though to let St. Lucians believe that it is something totally new.
But it is totally new. Let him go, let him go.
Folks,
Kita ipale.
have a look at this. Let me get mine on my phone. Could you put
A bit easy
it
for
up,
online,
please?
sir.
Yes.
Anali.
Yeah. So he places it on his page, folks, as though it is something brand new. Brand new, brand new, brand new. But
It is brand new.
His gimmick is bluff, bluff,
What,
bluff. Now,
Hmm.
look on the left of your screen. Royal Caribbean Cruises and St. Lucia strike port deal dated April 24th, 2008. 2008. Castries, St. Lucia, April 27, 2008. The Florida-based Royal Caribbean Cruise Limited has entered a deal with St. Lucia that will see government making the capital a dedicated cruise port. Prime Minister Stephenson King said the agreement will give effect to the initiative, which includes development and expansion plans for both north and the south of the island. You all heard that? That's 2008. 2019, Shastley signed that one. Alan Shastley on his page. Carnival Corporation, Royal Caribbean and St. Lucia government that signed an MOU. Latest and innovative ships coming to the island's new southern port. The government of St. Lucia has signed an MOU with Carnival Corporation and Royal Caribbean Cruises to form a joint venture to manage the existing pier and terminal facilities in St. Lucia and to design, construct, and operate a new cruise port in the south of the island. And that MOU was signed on October 21st. October 21st is a couple days ago. You understand? So this is nothing new.
Okay, let's stop that there. Let's stop. That's enough nonsense. Let's stop that there. Let's stop that there. Folks, let me make something abundantly clear. Government signed MOUs, and it's not anything cast in stone. You decide that we're going to go ahead with something. Hey, almost like a framework agreement. DSH framework agreement? Memorandum of understanding. It says understanding. It doesn't say binding. It doesn't say it has to happen. And you have to remember that around that time, folks, listen well, economic crisis. Remember that? But nevertheless, people can change their minds. Things can happen. They may not be a priority anymore. There's nothing compelling you to continue. So whatever the reasons were, whether we believe them, whether Buddy says whatever he wants, it didn't go through. That's a fact. On your perfect. What's wrong with that? How many MOUs? But hold on. Hold on. You see, lao pakakachile. Lao pakakachile. Things slip you by and you must pay attention to details. 2008 AD, 2009, 2010 when it was redone bagay. Who was in government at that time? Buddy. Oh my gosh. Ou te an gouvernement comment? Ou te la layo CSA comment? Ou te an cabinet la comment? Pis la ni a cabinet conclusion. There is a cabinet conclusion. You are a member of the government. What happened? Don't worry, we're not interested in that anyway, so we know where you'll go with that. 2008, 2009, 2010, that gone. That MOU is gone. We have a new MOU. Let's see. Gouvernement still en pouvoir. So, ou sa jouer garder toute manière ou vle jouer garder. ça pas means rien. The same way, ou te joué garder, puis sou même dit, moi c'est garder. You remember that? Là où dit, we will have a new prime minister before Christmas. Oops. Pas garder ou garder, hein? Ou pas garder? Ou garder derrière. So, anyway, so much for that. You know, I'm not belaboring that issue there because this is a waste of time. You're trying to use the past to justify what is happening. What is happening. And by the way, 2 weeks ago, 2 shows ago, I challenged you to present the evidence. You spoke, you remember, the LED lights and the contract? And you said Shasney was not there, so the poodle sign, you show contract dated 17th of May or whatever date it was, in October. You showed one page, you said this, that, and the other, and you used that as evidence to support your conclusion that the poodle, ki less lucky poodle la. The poodle sign. Why you didn't show us the page? Upadi anye. Show us the evidence. Keep it real, buddy. Bring it forth. You say you have the evidence, you only show 1-2 pages in the contract and show the signature page. That doesn't make any sense. If you want to prove your case, show the signature page. Muchwe nui. Muchwe nui. Tell us, show us, prove to us that you're not a fabricator. That's right. Si men passe ou pa di rien. Nothing at all. Why is that? C'est ou ka toujours produce document. You had it. You show ou pedli. Okay. I'm asking you again. Show us the signature page of that LED lighting contract. Udi uni. Udu kite ye. That was dated the 17th. Ko Henley Masav. But bring it. Si un nom pote. Anyway, enough for that. Of course, again, the constant, mati. You say mati uga mati. Mati uga mati puis sou sav saoudi pavwe. Ou savi pavwe puis sou pani pièce contract ex signature en lay. Ou pani. So let's move ahead now to more horses. More horses. Yeah. Oui, moi sav. And same so-called talk show host is on the horse. He's riding that again. He can ride. So let's hear what he had to say about that last week. Anu, Gideon.
Horses are bitter. Folks, the horses are here. C'est cheval arrivé.
C'est cheval qui
They
l'a.
arrived in style in the air-conditioned aircraft. And they arrived on Saturday. Now,
You need to get one of these
from
mugs.
the time the
Keep
horses
it real.
were purchased, I told you also, after they were purchased, I told you all it was 43. But then 40 arrived there. I don't know what happened to the other 3.
Pause that right there. Pause that. They say, Moonset si deck. I told you all that horses were coming. What incarnation did you expect would be coming to run on a horse racetrack? Manico? Giraffe? Qui ça ou te quoi? Ou c'est un brain box pisou di cheval ka yi kous en les track cheval? Hey! Hey, applause! You predicted horses would be coming to run on a horse racetrack. And you see the foolishness that people try to use to make themselves feel good? It is foolishness. Oh, I told you all that horses were coming. Well, duh. Mwen di ou malbouik ou ka di mwen degwen. Se chouval kay vini. Let's continue with that.
I spoke about purchasing the horses weeks and weeks ago. Weeks and weeks ago. They said nothing. I spoke about the horses being in training. And at what cost? They said absolutely nothing.
Pause that right there. Folks, if you have a horse racetrack, there's horses that are going to be coming to run on there, to race on there. If you have a horse racetrack, you have to train the horses that come into the horse racing track. This is not a mystery. The horses were coming from outside of St. Lucia. This has been known for years. For years. It is also known that the horses would be in quarantine in the US before they got to St. Lucia. And they would be further in quarantine when they arrived in St. Lucia. All of this has been discussed. All of it. This is not anything new. But of course, Buddy would have you believe that, you know, he has some inside scoop and he knew. I told you all horses were coming. Of course. What is the news value of that, if the point you're making? They had to come. Let's continue.
I gave you the arrival date for the horses. They said nothing. I came here, I told you that the people have not received their monies to bring the horses down here yet, so that the date for their arrival was changed. They said nothing. They remained quiet all the time. Now that the horses are here, and that reminds me of the time when I said the minister resigned. They withheld the resignation to kind of tint my credibility. Now that the horses have arrived, they are saying that...
Hold on, pause there. They are trying to taint your credibility? Are you serious? You're the one tainting your own credibility. You're the one who said, for all the world to hear, why your visas were taken, were withdrawn. You're the one who said it, and you said it was SLP operatives. But not too long ago, September last year, on the platform, ek même se moun sala, and you will lead the charge. What credibility you have? Ki moun kite on the platform la epi ou? Remember that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know? You remember Kenny Anthony saying that you could never be in his section to stay in your section? You remember that? You remember the statement that you were the most frightening thing, or words to that effect, that ever happened in St. Lucia politics? You remember that? That's on public record. It was on TV, on the news. It was in the papers. You yourself said that you would never wish what was done to you. The anguish that it put you and your family through with this whole visa thing. You would never wish it on anyone, not even your worst enemy. Who can this? And you have the gall to talk about credibility? Seriously, that Dr. Kenny Anthony was the best thing, that if you had known what you know, well, you knew what you didn't know. And you talk about credibility? You talk all this nonsense about CIP funds. We come into that in a while, your own words. When you, as a former member of parliament, know exactly how to get the information, but you will feign ignorance and claim it to mean other things. Your words. It's my analysis of the paralysis. So who's responsible for your lack of credibility? Continue.
The horses were purchased by the investor. Of course they were purchased by the investor.
Of course they were.
Of course. Folks, don't be fooled. So if I give you money and I ask you to go down that GQ and buy me 2 pounds of sugar, would the cashier see me? No, the cashier sees whoever gives the money for the sugar. And
Yes.
the cashier will see Richard Fredrick never bought sugar from me. It was this young man or this young lady. So, Nicole, I think I need a bigger mop for you. You need a bigger mop.
Hold on. Pause that there. Pause that. You call Nicole MacDonald. And there was a meme circulating on the weekend with Nicole MacDonald. Now, I have a WhatsApp message from Nicole. Because Buddy here is saying that he has to get Nicole a bigger mop. I'm sorry I didn't get that meme for you. Because the meme had the face of Nicole MacDonald, or what appeared to be the face of Nicole MacDonald, on a figure mopping horse doudou. Ma heme we an nettoyer horse doudou. Ek an mop, c'est ek an chanvul, ek an pelle. So, Buddy is saying to Nicole that he will get her a bigger mop. So, here's the WhatsApp message I received from Nicole at 7:03 this evening. And here's what it says. Tell Richard Fredrick that it is when people do things personally that it is truly appreciated. As such, I will accept a bigger mop from him only if he buys it himself in Brooklyn. And while he is there, maybe he can buy himself a few shirts at Bobby's, because he has been wearing the same one on his show for months and it looks a little bit sweaty and old. Me blaggy me say,
Sawadi, Mama Sawadi.
but you know what, folks? I'm going to make my offer again. I'm going to make my offer again. Because this request there, I mean, that's genuine. No offense, just that you really do it right and meaningfully. I will make the offer to you again because you didn't take me up on it and I had to go and come back. I have a buddy pass that I will give you so you could go up when you're ready to get it. But you have to do it before Christmas because all the sales are coming up and you want to be back here for the holidays. Right? For the holidays. Christmas coming.
luck at all. The U.S. Embassy have Lucia under scrutiny. And it ain't no joke when one visa get revoked. And with no visa, I can come America. That really make me sad. All these plans we had.
That one hot, eh? So really wet. He wet, Missy. He wet. That one hot. It hot. It hotty? Mm-hmm. Moi aime chanter ça là tellement pour Noël. Mm-hmm. For Christmas. So that's that. That's that. But then, you know, there's this talk about fix St. Jude's. We want hospital before horses, and the government is putting horses before hospitals. Stop the foolishness. To all those out there who are pushing that, stop the foolishness. So St. Lucia should stop because we need to finish St. Jude's? So private investment should stop because we need to finish St. Jude's? Tell me. What should we do? We should not fix the roads because we have to finish St. Jude's. We should not fix the schools because we have to finish St. Jude's. We should not fix our water situation because we need to finish St. Jude's. Folks, life still goes on, you know. And while the government is fixing St. Jude's, which it is doing right now, I'm going to get to that in a while. I'm going to get to it. Whilst the government is fixing St. Jude's, you still have to fix the roads. Private investors still need to come into St. Lucia. Still. And the DSH project, at this point, the horse race track, is not CIP funded. Let's continue with that one there. Let's continue with it. Let's go back to that video. Bring up the volume on that.
He had no money to build an alternative road for 13 million. We had to build it at our expense. He had no money to buy replacement land. We took money from the pensions fund. He has no money to give us to replace our abattoir at 24 million. He had no money to put the utilities on the periphery of the development. None at all.
Pause that there. How ka parle about? Ou di un document say betisa ou ka parle? Substantiate what you're saying. How ki toujours ni document? You always have documents. Substantiate it. No more hog talk. No more horse talk. Substantiate what you say. Nadiu. Porte evidence la. The contract you say you had for the LED lights.
So let's talk about
bring the signature page. I want you to bring it. It's 2 weeks already. Porte. Thursday coming. Porte. Muchwe nuli. The 17th of May. Udi document. Contract la. Mwevle way. Muchwe nuli. You're not getting no free pass anymore. Come with it. And the evidence you have to support Sauka Palela, bring it. Bring the evidence. Pisupani. Bring it. No more free pass for you, buddy. Bring the evidence you're talking about. Just because you say Usangade. All of you are just a bunch of naysayers. How you like that one? Naysayers. Folks, I'm not even going to continue with the foolishness that was said. I'm going to make something very clear. In fact, you know what? Let me present the evidence so you can hear it for yourself. Continue with that video.
Tioa King did not.
Monsieur, come Monsieur Kassot, go here.
So let's talk about the horses a bit.
He flushed himself down the drain or what? What happened to him there? But anyway, folks. So I was saying, yes, let's go.
Fooled. T.O. King did not have money to buy land. We had to give him at $1 an acre. He had no money to build an alternative road for 13 million.
Hold on. Pause that right there. Pause that right there. Alternative road. I dealt with this a few episodes ago. Folks, don't be fooled by foolishness. Okay? As I said on my previous show, the new airport terminal will be accessed by that new road. Pour yo porter tout équipement en dedans là, pour yo aller back and forth en dedans là, for all the equipment to go in and out, for all the back and forth of supplies and everything else, of workers, for the construction of the new airport terminal, in order that it would not interrupt the current functioning of the terminal which exists at Uwanora International Airport. The entrance to the new terminal, now for construction, and in the future when it is completed, will be by that new road. DSH will use that road as well as residents in Latuni, Larissus, persons going to Uwanora Heights, going to the brewery, going to St. Jude Hospital, they will all use that road. How uninformed can you be? How uninformed? Keep going.
He had no money to buy replacement land. We took money from the pensions fund. He has no money to give us to replace our abattoir at 24 million. He had no money to put the utilities on the periphery of the development. None at all. Now, he has money to buy the horses. Folks, I'll tell you this.
Listen well.
In the treasury, if you go there now, when the treasury pays any check, the check would refer to a head of expenditure that is in the budget. The budget has no head called CIP funds.
Stop, folks. Stop that there. Stop that there. Ou pa faire homework. I know you can do homework. Ou aller l'école. In the estimates of expenditure, and as a matter of fact, that very discussion you have in there about the funds, about the allocation of CIP to Bagay, was an issue that Ernest Hille brought up in the House. And there was the constant back and forth where the Prime Minister answered the same question from Ernest Hille 3 times. I'm sure most of you out there can remember that. Say, where is it that the CIP funds are in there for the projects and this, that? And if my memory serves me correctly, it's somewhere on page 275. Go get it. Do your homework. It's online. Estimates of expenditure for St. Lucia 2019, 2020. I checkly. It's there. Maafe homework ubao. And you are a former member of parliament. Don't do like you don't know. Don't do like you don't know. It is there. The codes bagayola is exactly the same argument that Ernest Hille was making. And that was debunked. Play a little bit more. Continue.
Listen well, you know. The budget has no head. The estimates of expenditure would have no head of expenditure called CIP funds. So CIP funds don't go to the treasury as CIP funds, if they go there at all. Zot go one. You will not see a check coming
So
out
hold
of
on a
the
second.
Treasury.
CIP funds, listen to that, two statements. CIP funds don't, don't, definite. CIP funds don't go to the Treasury. And right away after that, ikadi, uwe money I can try kufe ko IPC pass up sa ikadi. If they go to the Treasury, me will just di yo pakale. So how can you say they don't go to the Treasury? And then in the next breath, you say if they go in. Go back 10 seconds, push encore. Scroll back. Okay.
The budget has no head. The estimates of expenditure would have no head of expenditure called CIP funds. So CIP funds don't go to the Treasury.
Utanli?
CIP funds, if they go there at all.
If they go there at all. Utanli?
Zotko. So you will not see a check coming out of the Treasury that is CIP money.
But all the projects are listed that are covered. It's in the estimates of expenditure that was discussed ad nauseum in the House. Ad nauseum, where the Prime Minister actually went in and mentioned the codes and what page they referred to. Folks, just because some people will say what they want does not make it so. It does not. The horse race track is not an approved CIP investment. Therefore, there are absolutely zero funds from CIP going to the horse racetrack. I made my notes because I want to be accurate. The approved investment options under the CIP Act are real estate for US $300,000 investment, a donation to government of US $100,000, a purchase of government bonds to the tune of US $500,000, or investment in an enterprise such as a high-end restaurant. The racetrack, again, racetrack law, is not a CIP project. Therefore, no monies can be withdrawn from CIP funds or paid out on behalf of CIP to the racetrack. Show any payment was made and that it was made from CIP. Pauki di ife, yo fei, show the evidence. You don't get to make accusations and then challenge people to prove that they didn't do what you say they do. You have to prove it. Ouais? You have to prove it. Ça pas vrai. Il pas vrai ces moun là. Si ou se nom, portez evidence là. Portez devant. Ou ka blow compressor ou anything. La fime. Anything. As I said, around page 275 is where all those numbers are. You can search for it. Search for it. Search for it. But you know, folks, there's a lot of people who are very discombobulated by what's happening there. Because all the talk, you know, they could tell you, oh, nothing's happening, it's a bluff, is this, that. Après, un cheval à terre. So what if the horses came on an air-conditioned plane? What do you wanted it to be? Hot plane? Low voyager in air condition? And if you invest in money in horses, that's so much money, they're going to be comfortable. What wrong with that? What wrong with that? But you know what's happening? The projectitis. Mun zio ka tourne tout kalte bagay. It's because the horses are here now and people are seeing what's happening. It's becoming a reality. No more bluff. Keep it real. No more bluff. Coisa zero ka tu ne budem o café mal tu budem o café mal. There are all kind of things. Belly hurting, head hurting. They don't know what to do with themselves. You're désolé. You know what's taking them, folks? Carca glow. Like my Bajan friend. Carca glow, caponyo. Oh gosh, flush it again. That's right. Carca glow. That's a sad state, you know, to be in. Chuval café outside. Can you imagine that, folks? Horses giving people carca glow in St. Lucia nowadays. Jodi Jou. Où est maintenant bêtise quoi, hein? Pli bêtise. Pli au vin pwe. Joukus. Racetrack la ve for. Pli au gahen carca glow. We'll take a break right now, and we'll be right back. See you after the break.
Tune into Hot 7 TV from Monday to Friday as we join Lady Lee live inside the playground on Hot FM with her popular talk show, The Morning Buzz, from 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Here's your guide to installing Hot 7's digital antenna.
Please note that all TV sets manufactured today have a digital tuner. TV sets manufactured before the year 2005 may not have a built-in digital tuner, and you may not be able to receive our free-to-air digital transmission on Channel 7 to receive our free over-the-air digital HD TV service. Number 1. Plug your antenna into your TV set's RF input jack labeled antenna or cable in. Number 2. You will now have to scan for the digital channel. Please note that all digital TVs are different in terms of scanning procedures. The following is a general guide, but the steps or the terminology may be different for your device. Press the menu button on your TV remote. Go to Setup or Settings. Go to Installation or System or Channels. Go to Scan Channels, Program Channels, Auto Scan, Auto Program, or Auto Tuning. Press Select or Enter or OK to start the scan. When the device says scanning is complete, accept the channels found and close the menus.
St. Lucians, we're a unique and proud people. It's for this reason Hot 7 TV presents C'est quoi ça nous y est. That's who we are. Hot 7 exclusive program which gives insight into the ordinary yet inspirational people of St. Lucia. Passion, creativity, and the entrepreneurial spirit is what makes us who we are. C'est quoi ça nous y est. That's who we are. 8 p.m. Mondays with a repeat broadcast Sundays at 3 p.m. Only on Hot 7 TV. Channel 117 on Flow and Plug and Play Channel 7.
We promise and we guarantee the people of the South that St. Jude's will be reopened. And
when?
If St. Jude's will be reopened in a timely manner, and that is.
And why has the government been so averse to putting a date?
If you missed this sizzling episode of The Hot Seat, catch it again this Wednesday at 8 p.m.
If anybody from the public has any evidence to show otherwise, to show that the horses were purchased not by the investor but by somebody within government or by the government of St. Lucia, I will say, okay, fine.
Nancy Charles is in The Hot Seat this Wednesday at 8 p.m. only on Hot 7 TV, Channel 117 Flow and Channel 7 Plug and Play.
Spend your advertising dollar wisely. Get more for your money. Reach a wider audience. For results, advertise your business on Hot 7 TV. Call our advertising department at 452-6040. Special packages now available.
No, we said we're going to reduce and then eliminate. He said, no, it's in the manifesto. And he started reading from the manifesto, and the manifesto said reduce to eliminate within 5 years. And he read all that in the house, and everybody was laughing at him. And then Dominic, oh, it seems like English.
Sawadi, Sawadi, Mama Sawadi, 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 Sawadi.
Hey folks, welcome back. Hope you got some more popcorn or whatever. Some people tell me every time they watch Keeping It Real, they get their popcorn. So save some for me. I don't know. You know, let's get back into the scheme of things today. I don't know, like I was saying, something is discombobulating members on the other side. The opposers to everything the government does. And this afternoon, for the whole world to see, for the internet, for TV viewers, for cable, forever in history. Well, in the future, this will be history. Anse La Raye was jumping in glee, you know. I thought he had the government by the you-know-what. And he pulls up whatever he pulled up. And said, oh, your manifesto. He was challenging Dominic Fede. Your manifesto said that you would get rid of VAT immediately on getting into office. That's not true. And he said he's reading it. Is that the effects of the horses in Viewfort causing carcass glow? Oh my gosh! I mean, these people must be dreaming of horses all night long. When the UWP manifesto, I mean, where is your attention to detail? And if you cannot follow something as simple as that and understand, what else are you missing the picture on? And of course, the House was in uproar. I mean, there was this kind of, you know, knowing silence on the opposition side because they realized that, you know, must be carcass glow. And Dominic Fede was right. And the manifesto bears witness to that. And of course, Anse La Raye had to sit down with a sheepish grin on his usual neck tick, you know. He has a little tick. When the pressure gets hot, he has a little tick. You can tell, you know, strange things, you know, that you can tell certain things about some people. You know, some people when they lie, you know, they eye, you know, doing a little thing. Or whatever the signs. After you get to know them for a while, you notice little idiosyncrasies. Yeah? Don't do mashy with doing mashy with yourself in the house. So the manifesto says, and what Dominic said was reflected in there, that on being elected into office, the current government would reduce VAT and work towards the elimination of VAT. Now let's go on. Let's go on. I will show you now. C'est cheval, mais c'est pas cheval seulement. C'est pas cheval seulement. It's St. Jude's. Because St. Jude's it has started. St. Jude's has started. But it seems like this is what is discombobulating some people some more. Carcass glow is taking them. And I have some photos from last week, Wednesday, to show you exactly what's, I'm not just talking, to show you exactly what's happening at the St. Jude's Hospital site for the world to see, for all St. Lucians to see. Yo pakadiu. So I will show you so you can see for yourselves. Let's go into the photos. First one. That's the construction site right now, folks. Yohakubase. You see those holes they're digging in there? That's where, hold on. Go back to that. Don't get ahead of me. The people of St. Lucia have to see this. Right? Construction ki hakumase abala. You have to start with the foundation. You have to start with the columns. C'est tout ça. Qui sa ou kwe ki aday? Patate yo ka plante la? Est-ce patate be fig? No, folks. foundation starting at St. Jude's. This is where the columns are going. But for you to have columns, you must have steel. Ubizwe fair. Mi fair se moun la. That's right. Ek ga komes buki la. Ka feka ben alo. Ga feka gasa. Twa buka try ben fe. Look at this. Slow down on those photos there. Slow down. These photos are all part of the columns and the foundation. Me avant ou commencer casse. Ou ni pou faire ça comment? Ga tout ki la. Ek sa ka an tou en se tou a. Fait. Fait ka descend en tout ça. That's right. Look at it, folks. Ga longe ba la la. Ka descend. The columns will begin going in place pretty soon. Don't let them fool you. You know, but it's because the place is fenced off. You can see from the road. You know, but just like the horse race track, just as the horses have arrived, kakagol kapon yo, yo ka komanse pli fou, pis yo ka we sa ka fet la. That's right. St. Jude's has started, and the Prime Minister chatting during lunchtime with some of the hard-working St. Lucians on that side. And there will be more. There will be more. Once that foundation starts, travail, ka komanse la. So much for that. But I want to read you something. Because last week, I'm sorry that I didn't keep it up. The Spade, Pell, wrote this outrageous and obnoxious letter, supposedly, to the EU ambassador and to be transmitted in some form to the taxpayers of the EU. Don't I? So there was a response. Boy, oh, what a wonderful response from the EU. Ça c'est diplomate. Papa Shoa. Osav Pell. That's Papi Show. Ça c'est diplomate à poison là. Now I'll tell you something, folks. Let me just bring you up to speed on diplomatic speak. Les diplomates ka jiwe. Yo pa jiwe osav. They say it very nicely. They use diplomatic language to tell you things that you understand, ni force de, that you understand that it has every F, R, Q, and C word in it. But you're not hearing it. Here's how they tell you off nicely. We disagree with you in the strongest terms. Saukwe strongest terms ye. Saukwe strongest terms ye. That is an example of diplomatic speak. Put you national word in the strongest terms. This government disagrees in the strongest terms and asks you to refrain. But you have to be diplomatic. You don't sabotage your country as a diplomat. Pis betis la ou ekwi la, tout communiste la, ou de dwe communiste ki ideology ou ka suiv. Si ou te ekwi betis sa la, an se peyi sa about gouvernement, you halak le ou. If you had written that nonsense in any of those countries, you hold to such levels. You washed up revolutionary, you'd be locked up in jail for that drivel you penned there. Oh, 2 months ipombu ekwisa. So let me read you a little bit of the EU diplomat's response. And since she writes a letter to the St. Lucia Times, reopen EU. But of course, that was in response to the Spade, Pell. I would like to seize the opportunity of the recent publication by St. Lucia Times of a letter concerning the operationalization of the Owen King OKEU Hospital to share once again some information with regard to OKU funding. Blah, blah, blah. Let me get to the diplomatic speak. The financial contribution of the EU. Now you will note, yo pas mentionné non monsieur la pièce côté pièce. We believe the competitive and transparent processes that govern the use of public funds, including those provided by European taxpayers, can bring the best value for money to the people of St. Lucia according to the objectives of the financing agreement mentioned above. Diplomatic statement of fact. The recent high-level visit by a senior EU official of the Directorate General for International Cooperation and Development is yet another testimony of a continuous and meticulous series of monitoring activities carried out by the EU delegation and European Commission on behalf of our citizens. In other words, last bat gelu enitil. Last palais. We've got this. We know what we about. We know what we doing. Pa abete no. As if the EU is so incompetent at understanding what's going on in St. Lucia. At understanding there was a government that, there was a government that had a naming ceremony and nothing happened. Right? Nothing happened. We are in constant dialogue with the government of St. Lucia in our efforts to ensure that the OKU hospital opens as soon as possible to serve the people of St. Lucia. We will continue to monitor the situation very closely, and we have committed to carrying out a follow-up mission in January to take stock of progress in the commissioning of the OKEU hospital. Comment diplomate ka parler? Not the multiple page bêtises that you wrote there. Diatribe, making all kind of ridiculous accusations against the government and people about friends, family, ek tout kalte bêtises ou de ka parler about. Traitor! Shame on you, man. Deserve to be flogged on the square. Velan John ki bon pou zotou za, bukon. Velan John. So we'll take a quick break, folks, and we'll be right back for a few calls. Right back.
St. Lucians, we're a unique and proud people. It's for this reason Hot 7 TV presents C'est quoi ça nous yé? That's who we are. Hot 7 exclusive program which gives insight into the ordinary yet inspirational people of St. Lucia. Passion, creativity, and the entrepreneurial spirit is what makes us who we are. C'est quoi ça nous yé? That's who we are. 8 p.m. Mondays with a repeat broadcast Sundays at 3 p.m. Only on Hot 7 TV. Channel 117 on Flow and
every Saturday at 7 p.m. for the Hot 7 Double Take. A second look at the big news stories of the week. And while you catch this review, don't miss the Hot Seats, the controversial one-on-one interview session with the button pusher journalist, Trisha Lionel. That's the Hot 7 Double Take with the Hot Seats every Saturday at 7 p.m. Missed it on Saturday? Catch the repeat broadcast on Sunday, 7 p.m. The weekend just got a little hotter.
7 is #1 for news. Join lovely St. Amy Joseph for the Hot 7 nightly newscast, weekdays at 7 p.m. Gripping stories that define us as a people, personal achievements that make us proud, touching moments that draw us together. Get it all on the Hot 7 nightly news with the lovely St. Amy Joseph at 7 o'clock on Channel 7 over the air and Channel 117 on Flow. We own 7.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. After the break, the lines are going to be open shortly. 450-07777, if I remember correctly. But I'd like to go back, so those of you who may have missed it, quick break before the break. Let's go to the St. Jude's pictures. The works have begun at St. Jude's. Well, they have begun for a while, but they have started in earnest, getting the foundation and the pillars, the columns ready, and we have some photos of the works going on there since last week with the steel. If you could bring that up, please. That's right, there, folks. Mise Tua and the fair being bent and put together for getting things going at St. Jude's. Workers on the site, folks, it has begun. It has begun. No more talk, no more challenges. By Hakuma say show and balan vie for. By show. Look at that. Se buglaka jik ben. Se buglaka ben fe osav. Gasa. Leo finsa. Fe sa red. An se tu ala. Columns. Ek fondation. That's right. See it for yourself. No fluff, no bluff. It's the real deal right there. Where you have fe se tua. That's where the columns are going. Where gosse place là. C'est là l'hôpital la kayale. Section ça là. C'est là. Don't let them fool you. No propaganda. No nonsense. This is the real deal right there. Real deal. Say it and so. Say it and so. It's not a dream. It's not a dream. That's the real thing right there. Let's keep it real on the show tonight. Let's get the number up, folks. Want you to call tonight. Give you some time. Express your ideas. The propaganda, the sabotaging of St. Lucia, the lies, the blatant falsehoods with regard to almost everything that's happening in this country. Why sabotage the persons out there who are responsible for this? You know yourselves. Why? Why? Whoever gets into office next term, if you sabotage the country now, that's what you're going to have to deal with. 450-0777. Give me a call right now, keeping it real. Let's keep it real. Talk to me about bosses. Talk to me about St. Jude. Talk to me about what went on in the house today. Let's go! Time is rolling. We have 15 minutes to go here tonight, folks. 15 minutes. Or you can email info@keepingitreal.lc. info@keepingitreal.lc. Hey, somebody sent me a message here on WhatsApp. Let me just read that to you. When persons come touting and posturing before our people as diplomats with repute, we need to check their track record. We may find out you need to flush them. Well, let's just flush that one. That's right. All the so-called diplomats that have nothing good to say, nothing good to put out about St. Lucia. Traitors. Traitors. That's what they are. But you know, let me give you some information here as well, and I'll repeat it at the end. I have some info here. The Royal St. Lucia Turf Club, that's at the DSH racetrack. It's the company that is dealing with the horse racing. The Royal St. Lucia Turf Club is opening its gates at the DSH racetrack to all St. Lucians every Sunday in the month of November. Mois prochain. from Sunday, the 3rd of November 2019 at 2:30 p.m. until 5 p.m. Horses will be taken out at 3 p.m. There will be face painting for the kids. And if you're a big person who think you're a kid too, they'll paint your face too. And ice cream for the kids. We have a call. Good night. Let's keep it real. Good night. Let's keep it real. Oh, that one lost there. Run out of credit so soon? Call back. Top up quickly. So that's it, folks. In November, Royal St. Lucia Turf Club is opening the gates at the DSH racetrack for all St. Lucians to see what is going on down there during the month of November from Sunday the 3rd at 2:30 p.m. until 5 p.m. And the horses come out, the thoroughbreds, at 3 p.m. Go and see for yourself. Aiwe Pukau, Fiejweo Tweet Pow. Let your eyes cook your peas. Don't believe the propaganda. Don't believe what people want to tell you. Go and see for yourself. Aiwe Plasla. And from the experts who have come down to St. Lucia, the DSH racetrack is on par with the best racetracks in the world. No fluff, no bluff. Free face painting and ice cream. So let's go back to the house today. And it seems to be something that's peculiar with Ernest Delay. That he refuses to believe for some reason. I don't know. Either he doesn't understand or something is different for him. That what is there on paper seems to be something totally different to what he says. Case in point, the incident in the house this afternoon again, today. And he's quoting from the UWP manifesto and quoting incorrectly. Incorrectly. And then when he finally reads it, he reads it correctly. Of course, the house went into an uproar because nobody could understand where he was coming from. Maybe he was tired. Maybe it's the horses, the pressure. Maybe it's, being first secretary of the SLP for the first time, pressure. Like St. Jude's is beginning because, of course, they know. Yoka Ben Steel. Yoka Ben Fair. Chuvala, 13th of December is coming up. People are thinking about outfits and what hats they're going to wear and what the experience is going to be. And then there's going to be a concert, like this one there, Jupala, Chuval Kali, Anwale. The excitement is incredible. It will be. And St. Lucia will be propelled into the stratosphere of horse racing. The Pitons Cup, $150,000 the prize. And if you want to buy one of the thoroughbreds, you can buy. There are people in St. Lucia who like to gamble, Some of them winning $40,000. They like to gamble. They like to gamble. A lot of people do. But you buy due, they won't tell you. Because they don't want you to know. Do it for a group of people. Buy a horse. You could buy a horse, $20,000 US. Heard on the news last week? So if you want to take your chances, people take a chance on the lotto. Horses could be your thing. Bet responsibly. Could be your thing. 450-0777. Line's working or what? What's going on there? Because I'm getting a lot of messages. Yes. Oh yeah? Okay. Some people all need to put credit before you call. You need to put credit. That's right. So anyway, getting back to the South, the new frontier, as it has been called for so many years. Apparently things are... Let me tell you, apparently things are happening down there. Last year, NAP kicked off. We have a call. Good night, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yes.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night, good night. Interesting show tonight. Just letting you know, boy, it's going to be hot at MBC on Thursday. Because your partner fuming already on Facebook. So, boy, it's going to be hot at Thursday.
Well, that's good. Things are good.
Keep it real.
Keep it real.
What's going to happen on Thursday? That's all I have for tonight.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for keeping it real. Thanks for keeping it real. And of course, folks, let me tell you, just last week Wednesday, there were 62 or 63 graduates from the Monroe College National Apprenticeship Program course in hospitality. 63, if my memory serves me correctly. And they were at the NAP office in Viewfort, waiting to do their medicals. And all 63 from the first class, which started last year, November, all 63 are now employed or will be employed. They've been recruited to work on the cruise ships. The cruise ships have hired them, folks. And now we have another batch training in Millet at the new community center place there, which was renovated. It had been out of use and derelict for some 10, 11 years. And Dominic Fede cleaned it up, and now it's used to train another batch of students in the hospitality industry, thanks to Monroe College and the National Apprenticeship Program. That is something that is really encouraging for our young people. Things are happening in St. Lucia, slowly and steadily, and they're picking up now. Cruise ship port coming to the south, MOU signed. Don't worry about what people say, you know, all of that sort of thing. What happened before? We're moving forward. Because if that's the case, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend and the relationship will go smoke your pipe, if certain people have their own way, that because it didn't work, that's the end of it for you. But in business, we all know that, folks. Things don't work out, plans change, people's priorities change, finances get redirected and all of that. That's it. How many projects were supposed to come? What about the mega project down there in Viewfort? With the British guy, I think it was, for what? 1,000 acres, 2,000 acres? What about that? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Look, ve mania no puye Grindberg apweza. Nu siye kuma. Wasn't a MOU. It was more clad than that. And because of that, no puye. Answer. What happened to Grindberg? We had an agreement. L'enhante ka passe tout bae yourself. Have another caller. Good night. You're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yes, Norbert, good evening.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, I realized by the time I spoke the last time about the party, PR was a bit low. I realized it's getting a little more active now.
Well, good.
But you need a little more of the explanation you give in there, because I mean, at least if you could have a Creole program to add it up in Creole too, because a lot of the people just listening to the rubbish people, feeding them without them. You understand? So, because I know whenever a government is handing out a license to radio or television stations, they have airtime in it. We need a little more of that, because there are people that don't watch NTN at all. So you all need a little more of that, because there are things happening in the country which people are supposed to know, and on the government side, they are just being a bit too quiet. These things need to be put out there that people could know exactly what's happening. Things are happening, like I was telling a guy today, he was talking about, the government said that they put 150 on gas and that. I tell him, no, why they borrowed money? I tell him, well, they borrowed the money to have money in hand to fix the road the way they want to, instead of waiting for every month or so when they get the tax on the gas. So things are happening, but like I'm telling you, that the PR, that just sucks. It just a little more of it, what you're doing there, you are doing your part, but we need a little more. There are enough other television stations in St. Lucia where people watch, even though it's a recording or something. Like, for instance, you show some photos there of St. Jude. That should be out in every media house in St. Lucia, letting people know what's happening, because people only feeding on the negative. They're
That's
feeding
right.
on the negative.
You ain't me Roro, you ain't me vapor wall.
And some of the people that think they know better, they're using the capitalizing
That's
on
right.
the ignorance of the people. Because I always say, when you tell me you could wake up in the morning and first thing you have a television and radio station, people bombarding you with stupidness, you understand, reading from a telephone, information people send them. I mean,
That is unverified nonsense.
I wonder in what radio and television have gotten to in St. Lucia right now. Look at the characters that want to bring the message. Look at the characters. That's the thing. The last time doctor was saying that stress is killing people. How you can wake up on a morning and first thing on a morning to have a television open, listening to that kind of information? I mean, the government needs to do a lot more to correct that thing, because what I'm telling you there, the people that know better, they know that's where the ignorance are, so they're going to go there to capitalize on the ignorance of the ignorant.
Caller, you know what I'll say? You know what I'll say? Because you know, we're talking about diplomacy nowadays and diplomats and putting out statements. I'll be diplomatic tonight. We have a lot of simple people in St. Lucia who are being taken advantage of because they believe or they trust that certain people will be honest with them. That's the problem we have in St. Lucia. But I'm telling you, I speak to a lot of people every day, all the time, every day, and the eyes of the people of St. Lucia are opening to the nonsense, because a lot of the predictions that were made have not come to pass. And it is the same regurgitated, recycled nonsense that continues now. And people are beginning. That's why I said before, projectitis. Now that people are seeing that things are happening, that the big projects are happening, that what the government was saying is beginning to bear fruit. These guys can't glow,
the very same media, that was people using the same medium to say, West End Jude, where Owen EKU, where are these people now? The work has started.
Well, you know, caller, that is what I constantly say. And this is why, up to the weekend, I was speaking with somebody who I met for the first time. And we were having a conversation about all sorts of things, about people, about life. And the person said to me, I don't watch the news in St. Lucia. It's a complete waste of time. I said, but why would you say so? Of course, I understand the sentiment. And they say, but because there's no proper reporting, there's no research, there's no investigating. It's just a back and forth, where nobody really becomes the voice of reason, where they give you the real facts.
Anyway, I know your time is up, but I will say it again. The government just need a little more push for the PR out there. They need it because they have access to everyone and every radio and television station in the country. They need that push. Anyway, have a good night.
Thank you very much, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. Creole programs on the radio. We need to get it going on the radio, folks. We need to start talking about the future of St. Lucia. We need to start talking about the people who are sabotaging St. Lucia, the people who are writing letters sabotaging St. Lucia's image locally, regionally, and internationally. We need to expose them. We need to let St. Lucians know that the doom and gloom that is being predicted, that is being put out there as how things are in St. Lucia, are false. That there is a lot of potential in St. Lucia, that unemployment is going down, that our tourism numbers are going up, that our healthcare is moving in the right direction. Taxes, 15% VAT, down to 12.5% and continuing to go down. St. Jude's is on the way. The photos have been put up, folks. The foundation, the columns, say, like Ben Steel, Yoka Ben Fair. They're bending it. Things are changing in this country. But there are people who are hell-bent on wanting things to remain the same. You know what I say? Karkaglo kapon yo. Karkaglo. But things are going to continue. More will be unfolding in the coming weeks and months. St. Lucia is on the right path. And this brings us to the end of another episode of Keeping It Real. No fluff, no bluff. I'm Norbert Williams. Good night.
The opinions expressed on this TV program by the hosts, guests, and callers are solely their opinions and responsibility. They do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of Hot 7